Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you're listening to this. This is Coffee. Coffee with Kevin, that's right. And of course, this is my coffee. Mm, mm, mm. Is this good or what? Of course, you don't know that. This is my coffee. Hopefully, you have your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking, water, juice, smoothie, whatever it is to you. Mm. And I'm the Kevin of Coffee with Kevin. I'm Kevin Martin, a hypnotherapist, a mindset coach, author, everything, and lots of things. But good morning. And we got on a couple minutes late. I hope you had some patience because that's what today is all about. Today is all about the power of patience. Yesterday I went to visit a friend at her office, and she runs a boutique medical shop. She's a nurse practitioner, and she had patients coming in, but those aren't the patients. That's not the patients we're talking about this morning. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? Third month in, March 11th. Today is March 11th. And gonna I'm looking to see what today's date, what the significance of today is, other than being March 11th. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not a great anniversary. COVID-19 pandemic basically uh, is declared on this day in 2020. That's not a good memory for us, although it's interesting. We all have our memories, not specifically on this date, but what was happening around that time. I had just started a new partnership for a new business with my really good friend and partner, Lisa Schermerhorn. And we decided, a couple of weeks before, we're going to start doing this. In we both had our similar skills and stuff like that. So we were putting our plan together, and all of a sudden the world shuts down. All of a sudden the world shuts down. So we decided, let's take this time and do as much learning as possible, online learning, and we took some courses in leadership and everything else. It was actually a really good beneficial time. No one else was doing too much of anything else anyway. So that was that. Let's see any birthdays that I can see. Um, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shemp Howard. Shemp Howard of who else? The Three Stooges. He was the alternate third Stooges. He took Curly's place, and he was actually Moe's brother. And so, yeah, that was his birthday. He was born in 18. It gives you a little idea of how old the Three Stooges were. They started in vaudeville, and they got really popular in the 30s and 40s. And they actually did films all the way up into the 60s. That's amazing. Uh, let's see. I'm not seeing anyone else that famous weddings. Romeo and Juliet. Here we go. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know. I wasn't there. 1302. Romeo and Juliet's wedding day, according to Shakespeare. So it's an interesting day. It certainly is. Let's see. Somebody's on the chat. Who do we have on the chat? Good morning. Good morning, Brenda. I hope you had some patience for me too. I decided we're going to do this on patience, and as I'm getting ready, my workstation, my computer, is slowing down. Have you ever had that happen to you? Whether you're on your phone, you're looking up something, uh, or you're on your computer or tablet, and the Wi-Fi is slow or internet slow or something's going wrong, and it's like, okay, I need to get this done. I need to get this done, and you lose your patience. We're all there. We've all done that, and I used to lose my patience a lot more driving. I can still remember these times. I need to get somewhere by a certain time, and I lose my patience. Person in front of me is not going fast enough. I want to pass. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to step on the gas, and I lose my patience. When you lose your patience, you lose your cool too, don't you? And you start to do things that you wouldn't normally do, and you start to say things that you might not normally say. So actually, when we lose our patience, we lose control. When we have patience, we have control. So what you're probably asking me, what did you do, Kevin? What's different? What's different? Well, I learned to be aware. I learned to be aware of that. And also, when I'm driving, I also learned to say, okay, I cannot do anything about it. So I have to just go with the flow and get there when I get there. And get there when I get. Now, I used to think, okay, you can pass this car, or you get past this light, or you can do this. And then logic kicked in and said, okay, what am I going to make it 40 seconds earlier or 60 seconds earlier? Is that going to matter, taking those chances that I'm taking? So a little bit of logic, and I let that come in. It's the awareness, and I've talked about this many times. It's the awareness that you have to have that the impatience is coming on. Because if you're not aware of it and you just let it flow, all of a sudden you're there and it's hard to get out of. And instead of changing it, you regret it. You regret what you ended up doing. And when I'm driving, I don't want to regret what I ended up doing. I've done that. That's all in my past. I don't want to ever want to do that again, where I'm being impatient or driving too fast or whatever it is. We don't need that. We don't need that. So I'm late for something. That's okay. We have all the technology now with a voice command. I can just call somebody and say, okay, I'm going to be a few minutes late. And that takes care of it. That takes care of it. There's nothing I can do. I can tell them that, but I want to know that. If there's nothing I can do that's going to make a heap of difference, then that's okay. Now, if you've driven in Tampa and you've driven through Tampa and you're on 4 or 75 or one of those main arteries or 275, you know that you can't do anything about the traffic. So if you're heading out somewhere and all of a sudden you got traffic that slows you down 10, 15, 30 minutes, you cannot do anything about it. And that's what you have to recognize when that impatience comes in. I can't do anything about it. I cannot do anything about it. You're waiting for your doctor. You're waiting in line at the grocery store. Someone's being ultra slow. I can't do anything about it. And that's just the thing. So you, instead of getting mad for something you can't control, something you can't do anything about, you breathe. Once the awareness comes in, slow your breathing down. That'll slow the rest of you down. And when the rest of you slows down, including your mind, which you'll go, all right, this is cool. I can't do anything about it, so let's roll with the flow and do it as quickly and as efficiently as we can. That's what you do. Good morning, Jerry Cook. And Manya, good morning as well. Jerry, it's been a long time. Welcome here. We're talking about patience. And I had to use my patience to see you return here, or to actually see you again. And Manya, we're talking about patience as well, if you hadn't been in here. When things happen that slow you down, become aware of it, and become aware of the fact that it's out of your control. You cannot do anything about it. So, what can you do to slow yourself down so that the patience comes in? So that the patience comes in. All right, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have today. Life is a journey, not a destination. You've heard that. Life is a journey, not a destination. Life's greatest rewards come to those who patiently persevere. Life is a journey. I don't have an author for this one. Life is a journey, not a destination. So life's greatest rewards come to those who persevere, patiently persevere. Yes, we do know of people who would just get out there and they grab the gusto, there's a saying, right? And just go for it. And you feel the energy, and they're not patient. They just run through it. We hear those stories. Sometimes that doesn't work out well for those people that do that. Sometimes when they're running through it and they're getting to their goal, they're wrecking everything on the way. Because there are other people, there are other things in our life. Okay. And if we are not patient with what we want, sometimes we will wreck the other things we've taken for granted. And then we're going to want them too again. To lose patience is to lose the battle. That's a wise saying. Of course, Mahatma Gandhi. To lose patience is to lose the battle with whatever or whoever you're dealing with. Because again, when we lose patience, we lose control. And when we lose control, we definitely lose the battle. So patience. And what is patience, by the way? What is this word patience? I'm going to look this up. I hadn't looked it up. I can't believe I hadn't looked it up. Well, maybe I didn't have the patience to. No. Can't even spell a definition, right? What is patience? Patience is something that goes back, it's been talked about for millennia. It's in the Bible. We talk about patience. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay. I like that. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay. And I've been talking about this. You accept it. If you can't, it's out of your control. You can't do anything about it. So you have to accept it. If you don't accept it, you're not going to make a difference. You're just going to make it worse most of the time. Any various forms of a card game for one player. We won't talk about that. I don't even know what that's talking about. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Delay, trouble, or suffering. Sometimes we do lose our patience when we're sick and we can't get over it. Sometimes we do lose our patience when we're suffering some trouble, some problems that we're dealing with, and it's not going away as quickly as we want. Now, when I say accept the fact that, you're delayed or troubled, it doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean You can't try to solve it a different way. If I'm in the car and I've got my GPS on, guess what? My GPS is going to give me some options if it can get me there quicker because of an accident, because of a delay in traffic. I'm going to accept that if I feel I'm losing my patience. And if I've got problems and they continue to go on, doesn't mean I'm going to give up. That's the perseverance, patiently persevering. It means I'm going to look for the problems, continue looking for the problems, not get angry. Yeah. I just got a text as we're talking. It says, "Hey, Kevin, in case you missed it, the nerve pain and numbness relief training will click on." In case I missed it. If I had wanted that, I don't know, that's from an old vendor, I guess. If I had wanted that, I thought I missed it, I would be getting a little impatient because I wasn't there on time or whatever it is. That just gave me an option. Okay, next. Whether it's marriage or business, patience is the first rule of success. William Feather. Whether it's marriage or business. So let's talk about, I do a lot of things with businesses. I do a lot of things for businesses. But marriage is something definitely you need patience with, especially at the beginning. At the beginning is a lot of discovery. And sometimes you discover things that maybe go against the grain of what your belief systems are, what your feelings are, whatever it is. And you have to have patience and patience to persevere and get through these issues, get around these issues, whatever it is. You have to patiently do that. The same thing with business. There's going to be all sorts of problems. And it's a known. And you have to have patience. Now, sometimes it's really hard to have patience. Sometimes it's like, I need to have this done now. I need to get over this now. So it takes courage to have patience. Maybe that's a quote I'll put in next time. It takes courage to have patience. Rivers, like in the flowing water, rivers know this. There's no hurry. We shall get there someday. I love that quote when I saw it. Rivers know this. There's no hurry. We're going to get there. They flow. They flow. And if there's some things are slowing it down, some dams or whatever it is, they're going to get there someday, as long as they keep on flowing. That's a great reframe for us in our problems, in our lives. Be like a river. Know that if you continue, if you persevere, you're going to get there someday. You don't need to get there now. Also, patience takes faith. Just know that you'll get there someday. That takes faith, doesn't it? So patience takes courage. Patience takes faith. I hope this was good for you today. I hope you got something out of it, Jerry. We lose patience for things we can't control. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a little bit of the reason why we end up getting angry, because we can't control it. But yeah, I hope and I wish for you patience. Remember, the first part of that, the first thing about it is being aware. Being aware when you're starting to lose your patience. Slow your breath down, slow your body down. It slows your mind down. And know that you can't control it. So accept it and maybe do something about it. Not do something about the thing, but what can you do to prepare for the delay? You need to make a phone call. You need to do this or that, or just what am I going to do when this finally gets when it finally gets over, what am I going to do next? You can prepare in your head. But don't let yourself get upset. Don't let yourself get angry over something you can't control. Thank you, Jerry, for that. Thank you, Manya. Thank you, Brenda, for being here. And thank you all, when you're listening to this, for being here and listening today. Okay. I hope you had the patience to get through this. We went a little longer than we usually do, but patience is a virtue. I didn't put that there. We've all heard that before. Patience is all about being okay with the fact the timeline's not going as you want it to. All right. You have yourself, until next week, have yourself a phenomenal day, a phenomenal week. Matter of fact, as you know, as I say all the time, it's your choice. You can make it phenomenal for yourself. Take care. Bye, all.